What's going on, Frost Squad? We are If All Else Fails. Thanks again to ProMotion for having us out tonight. This first song is called Remembrance.
brothers and brothers. We love you guys.
Thank you guys. Your if all else fails.
All right, we're here in the ProMotion studios with If All Else Fails. What's going on, guys?
Hey man, not much. Thanks for having us. How you doing?
Absolutely, great to have y'all. Let's introduce everybody to the viewers. Let them know who you are, what you do in the band. Start out at this end.
I'm Tim Summers. I play guitar.
My nephew Josh Summers, the drummer.
Heath, I play bass.
Yeah, I'm Zach. I'm on the other guitar.
And I'm Jesse Berryman. I'm the vocalist.
All right, and you guys have been active around for about, what, 2-3 years now?
Not 2 years.
Roughly. Yeah, about 2 years.
All right. And you guys have had quite a few good shows. You've just got back from a little bit of a tour. How'd that go?
Good. It was really good. I think, what did we do with Of Serpents? Is that the one he's talking about?
Yeah.
Unless he's talking about Main Tour,
Okay.
which happened last year.
Okay.
Last
Oh,
summer.
yeah, that was the last summer that you went up to Maine and
Yeah.
everything. How was
It
all
was.
that?
It was great. It was a hell of a drive
yeah.
initially, but other than that, despite the normal road woes, best experience of my life. You know, met people,
Same.
made great friends in other bands that we still work with today. You know, all the venues were real accepting, and I mean, I'd do it every day if I could.
Yeah, right on. It's a great way to make connections. Did you guys meet anybody specific you want to shout out?
I'm going to go ahead and say Varia from Virginia.
Yes.
They are actually going to be hitting the road with us when we go on our 2019 tour. We're kind of splitting tour up this year. We're going to do like a week and a half here and then a week and a half there.
So we have the end of this month that we're doing the Blackout Tour, and that's with Divisive and Time and Eternity. And then in July, again, we're going to go out like we did last year, kind of hit some of the same cities, I think East Coast again. But then we're going to bring along with us Varia, who we met last year, kind of like a full circle.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, and was that last year, like some of y'all's first experience touring?
It was,
Yeah.
for
First
sure,
tour.
definitely being out on the road for them, it was. Yeah, I know, we went to like New York, a ton of places that they had never been
We went
before,
on
and
a
I'd never been.
4-day tour.
Hmm?
Previously.
We did do that. We did that like
But-
early on when we started. We did Memphis, Atlanta, Chattanooga, and Nashville.
Good to stay close, like first out.
Yeah, we did 4 days in a row like that.
It was
I think.
basically just a weekend.
Well, it's kind of a safety thing too, so to make sure you're close to home if anything goes wrong. You know,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
Run.
Have
Yeah.
breakdowns.
yeah, anything like that. So you have no trouble like that on anything. No like
No.
big hiccups or anything like that.
Not yet.
You're talking about one show that got kind of canceled before you showed up that you
No,
didn't know about.
that happened a lot. Now,
Yeah.
on that July tour last year, a lot of the shows got canceled. A lot of the bands dropped, venues, you know, didn't get followed up with in time, and they booked other bands. Things just kind of fell through. We went with somebody else kind of to help us with that one, and the communication just didn't really fit together. So unfortunately, that's what happened there. But that's really the only thing I can think of. Yeah, that
Yeah, I mean,
Just a
basically,
learning
other
experience.
than
Just tiny.
literally sitting in the van on our phones on Facebook, finding bands in the upcoming city to be
The
like,
day
"Hey,
of."
we have
Yeah.
a show in like
Tonight.
8 hours.
Yeah.
Like, can you guys?
can you guys play?
Yeah.
But we got almost every single show worked out
We did.
except for like one. But
Nice.
we also had to compete with Secrets that night. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So North Carolina was not ready for If All Else Fails that night, apparently.
Well, you know, it's great to see the community kind of come together and help somebody out on the road like that. It shows the strength of the metal hardcore community.
Mhm.
So, what else you guys got planned? You said you got a tour coming up 2019. You got the
Yep.
Blackout at the end of this month.
We do, yep. We leave out the 26th. I know we're playing the 25th the day before in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. So that's at the Grove Theater. We'll be playing with Pain Was Left For Me and I think like 8 or 9 other bands. So that'll be our last local show for a while, and then we'll head out on this Blackout tour, which will be, I think, 7 days, about a week.
It's a week.
Yeah, it's like 7 8 days.
We'll be back the 1st of June. The last date of that one I know is in Nashville. So if anybody wants to come out to Nashville on like the 3rd of June, I believe, maybe.
Something like that.
Something like that. I think we'll be around there. And then July, I think we're doing the 5th is when we head out.
Right on. And any places you're going that you're really looking forward to? Any bands? You said Varia that you're looking forward
Varia
to
for
playing
sure.
with.
I can't wait to go back to New Jersey and play with Exo Void.
Exo
Okay.
Void, definitely from New Jersey. Shout out to them.
Bass Mom.
Bass Mom. She doesn't
Yeah.
know yet. She's not Bass Mom.
Bass
Their
Mom, huh?
bassist. Shout out.
She did find out
She
though.
might have found out.
I'm sure she
yeah.
found out.
She was
Secret's out.
best bassist I've ever seen.
Okay.
She was
Right on.
phenomenal. I think there was one more. I know I want to shout out Jesse James from Heretics. He actually helped book July 7th. We'll be playing at Spinelli's in Kentucky
Okay.
with I Am the Law. So also I Am the Law too. Shout them out. Yeah.
I always have fun with I Am the Law.
I Am the Law
If you
is
just
sick.
want just some heavy South.
They are
It's gonna
the
be a barn.
They are the
They
law.
are the law. They lay it down. Okay.
Yeah.
So what else you got in the line of recordings? You guys dropped something not too long ago. You got any plans for the rest of 2019?
Yeah, we just put out our first EP. It's 7 songs, and that's called How Life is Ruined. So you can get that on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, pretty much everywhere online for free. And then we have physical copies on our website for $8, and that's frostsquadshop.com. You can go there and get those. But yeah, we just put that album out, so that has the most of our music that we have currently on it, including some old songs that we kind of remastered and reworked, re-recorded. But as far as recording for this year goes, you guys might see a single. I'd say maybe. What do you
Maybe.
think?
Towards the end of the year.
We're working on writing basically all the music that we're going to be playing for the next year and a half.
Yeah.
So right now we're just kind of in the writing process.
We're like
of-
stockpiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Music.
we want to be able to pick and choose to make a perfect album from everything that we've written. So hopefully we're going to have a couple dozen songs almost
Right.
that we can just write on. So I know we have a bunch in the works, but
You do. We're
nothing
working.
that anyone's going to see quite yet. We got some
Yeah.
changes coming up. So
Cool.
I think our plan really is just to keep that writing focus after these 2 little tours we're doing. After July, just kind of sit back, maybe even take a little bit of a break from playing, a multitude of shows.
Yeah.
And just kind of sit back and try to work and write as much as we can for next year when we hopefully will drop, a full-length album of, mostly new music. And then if anybody wants, a song or 2 added from the old one, we can, of course,
we do
do
have some
that.
fans of our old stuff.
we love to please our fans. That's what we do.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
So, any plans for any music videos off of How Life is Ruined?
Possible.
That's kind of the next thing what we're going to do, which is probably why we're not going to be recording anything large right now,
Right.
other than maybe a single or something. But music video is probably our next in line for our next big thing that we do, just because, everyone wants to see us.
We lack
You know,
visually. We have like audio, we have CDs and everything, but like we don't really have good video representation, of us, which is one reason why, we would love to do this with you and everything. Is that's one thing that we do lack in our repertoire right now,
Cool. Any idea of what track might be the video? You want to tease that out?
secret.
You got 7
Yeah.
to choose from.
I
and-
think
We
it may
do
be
have-
a newer one though.
Oh yeah.
We're hoping to maybe write some just some new, just something that's
gnarly.
banger enough.
Okay. I'll give you my top 3. Like
Uh-oh.
Beloved Setbacks, Loose Screws, or if they only come out at night would be.
There we go.
That seems to be the
The
general
general
consensus
consensus.
right now.
That's the fan trio.
All right.
That's like if you call a Pizza Hut, you're like, give me the fucking favorite trio. That's it.
So we do have to say though, for fans of Beloved Setbacks, if you're ready for some evolution of If All Else Fails, keep an eye out, keep an ear to the ground. You might have something cool coming, maybe,
Right.
if we can get everything worked out. And of course, they only come at night. And you said Loose Screws, they were our last 2 singles, so everyone really knows them. That was our heavy song and our pretty song. So we're always trying to stay heavy and happy. So.
Yeah. And speaking of Heavy But Happy, you do the Heavy But Happy Fest.
We do.
And you do the Heavy But Happy podcast.
Yes, sir.
And you want to give people any more information on that?
Yeah. So Heavy But Happy Fest is kind of what started the name and everything, and the tradition, I guess, now. I don't really remember the exact date, but it was last year that we did it at the Grove Theater in Oak Ridge. And it was just, us and a couple of other bands that we had met from these tours and places that we had played. I think we brought in like Heretics, didn't we? Mm-hmm. We brought in a couple more bands. Who else played that? Trauma Room, actually. Hey, shout out to Isaac Holloway. That was his old band before the Reptilian Dilemma. But it was just kind of like we wanted to introduce these other bands that we had met out of town and out of state to like our local scene, and like maybe even kind of like help our local scene like pulse more, at the Grove, and everyone just kind of like build the community together,
That's the way to do it. And we were talking earlier how many hardcore heavy bands have grown in the past really 6-7 years, and y'all are a part of that, and you're bringing more people in that are influencing other people to do that as well. So
That's awesome to hear.
yeah,
For sure.
Absolutely.
I've got to admit, Knoxville's thriving
it is.
better
blowing
than
up.
I've seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
And you'll hear that from a lot of people. And it's encouraging to hear, particularly for a musician on the scene right now. So you got the plans for a music video. Keep your ears to the ground for that. Check out the Heavy But Happy podcast. Where
Yes,
can people listen to that?
Yeah, so Heavy But Happy podcast, sorry, I kind of got sidetracked, I guess, but what I was saying there is that the fest spawned the podcast name.
Okay.
And then the podcast I started doing on Wednesdays and Friday nights at 8 p.m. And that's on YouTube under our YouTube channel, If All Else Fails Official. So you can see them there. We do it live every week. We try to anyway. Sometimes, we kind of miss here or there because it's not something that, we're dedicated to completely, obviously. We're dedicated to the band and to the music first, but it's kind of like a side thing that I started doing that actually Tim and I kind of started on Facebook
Long
long
time
ago, like
Right.
last year, as like a live Q&A that we did, and it kind of just grew from there. We evolved from using just my phone propped up on a table to now I have like a little studio in my house, and I have like lights. I've got the camera,
There you go.
I go through like OBS, like I do it all. And a huge shout out to Isaac Holloway again, who helped me do that. He was another person who took over after Tim kind of stepped away for a while. Isaac kind of joined me as like a co-host, and we did it. But it was really for, again, the same idea as the fest, but more personal. So the fest was kind of about like bringing people together and learning more about bands in the community. The podcast does that, and it gives bands a platform to speak and show what they have and what they've done to people who might not have been able to hear that otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. And the podcast format is a great thing to take advantage of locally. Because you can bring in, like you said, other bands from the scene. You can bring in bands from out of town. People to just talk about what's going on, and like we're doing here.
Yeah.
It's
Just brings it together.
Yeah.
it's exposure. And one way or another, it's exposure. Somebody that might not have heard you before might find the thing they've been looking for. Any other things you guys got planned? We haven't hit
You
on.
guys
I
think?
think we covered everything.
Well, we
Tour.
do have a whole new merch line coming out
Oh yeah.
very soon. Hopefully that stuff's in the air on a plane right now coming to us.
Somewhere. On a truck.
Somewhere.
By the
Sitting in
truck.
brown boxes somewhere.
So check out our images and teasers and stuff on like Facebook, Instagram, to find what's going to be coming up next. We decided that we wanted to do kind of a we've always done t-shirts, that's the basic stuff. We did our hats, whatever. But we now actually have a like a women's line where we're doing an item just for the ladies.
There you go.
There we are. Highly
because-
requested, by the way.
Highly requested.
Those frothettes
Wow, there you
are, whew, they are something else. They are getting at
vicious
you and be
for
like,
sure.
get you some fucking girls' clothes ASAP. We're like, okay.
So we got that. We
Sorry.
got a couple of new designs for some shirts coming out. We're gonna restock on some of our old stuff just so we have it for the people who don't, especially like for tour coming up. And then in a little bit we're gonna have some more trinkets and things that are gonna come out that hopefully you guys can use every day. But look down and see if all those spells on. So.
Right on. Is there? You got like a merch place where people like a e-commerce place for them to purchase everything?
We have our little shop. It's through Big Cartel.
Okay.
So you can type in just www.frostsquadshop.bigcartel or just .com. And that's kind of our little saying is, get frothy, let's get frothy. So
Okay.
that's why it says, Frost Squad. Frost Squad is like a name that our fans have kind of adopted, or we've kind of given our fans, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, check them out live May 25th out at the Grove Theater in Oak Ridge. And while you're there, pick up some new merch. Grab you a copy of How Life is Ruined. If you can't make it to the show, it's out there. Go pick it up from all your music sites, iTunes, Google Play, wherever. It's everywhere.
Everywhere. YouTube.
Yeah. Just get it. Listen to it. And come check them out. They'll be on tour. Look them up on Facebook. You guys got a website as well?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're just on Facebook and Instagram. If All Else Fails, or If All Else Fails Knox, KNOX for Knoxville. That's the best way to find us on anything. Twitter, we go by IAEFKNOX. Snapchat, hey, same thing. So we're pretty much everywhere. Bands in Town, if you want to track us on there, it shows all of our upcoming shows. And anytime we're in your city, it'll notify you. So we do have an account on there as well. You can find us.
Do it to it. Find them. Go see them. Buy the stuff. It's if all else fails, here in the ProMotion studio. Guys, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
All right.
It's been great.
Thanks.